If you only had one exercise to guarantee that you jumped higher in the quickest time possible, what would that exercise be? It wouldn't be any plyometrics that you see on Instagram for sure. It wouldn't be any box jumps, skipping, hopping, any of that. It wouldn't be a weight room exercise either. It wouldn't be a squat, a deadlift. Heck, it wouldn't even be a power clean. Let me tell you this exercise. This exercise is max approach jumping. Now, why is it so good? Well, the law of specificity states that if you want to get better at something, you have to do that thing more often. So if you want to jump higher, you have to jump high more often, right? The other thing is, that is the beauty of it, is that they self-intensify, meaning that as you get better and better, they serve to continue overloading your body. Meaning that basically when you jump higher and higher, you can keep getting the stimulus to jump higher. So it's pretty much uncapped. You can just keep jumping higher and higher. Obviously it'll slow down. Obviously you'll get crazy beginner gains and then it'll slow down a bit, but you will just keep jumping higher and higher if you do your max approach jumps. Now, what else do we know? It's really good for your technique. You will fine tune your technique if you do these max approach jumps, because over thousands and thousands of reps, your body figures out the best way to do it, to jump the highest, which is really good for you. Additionally, your neural system will become really, really efficient, which is also really good. So I think it is of the utmost importance for beginners and most people generally to be max approach jumping as much as they possibly can, because that is the way that they will jump higher. Now let me tell you my story with this, a little anecdote. So I wasn't jumping that high, I wasn't really that athletic, I probably had like a 21-inch vert. I decided to max approach jump every single day, and I did that for about 3 months. My vert skyrocketed, let me tell you that much. I think it must have gone up about 7, 8, maybe 9 inches just by doing that alone. And yeah, I got my first dunk. So there you go. That was truly remarkable. So I think that's a really useful anecdote, and it's a good reason for why you should be max approach jumping. And I've found that the more jumps I've taken, the higher I've jumped. And it's the same with a lot of other athletes actually. One way you can go about this is really effective, especially if you want to get your first dunk, is by doing low rim dunking. Why is this so effective? Well, it's because if you pick a height where you can only make it about 3 times out of 10, you automatically have to try your hardest. You have to jump your highest possible to get that dunk. It's also really fun, and you get really good at dunking. So you get the stimulus, you jump higher, and you get really good at dunking. And eventually, as you progress, you will, like, there's just no way you don't get to 10-foot dunk. That is simply like the way. It's easy as that. It doesn't get simpler than that. If you jump more, you jump higher. If you lower more, you get better at dunking. You eventually jump higher and be able to dunk on 10 foot. And actually, interestingly, so I didn't do this for my one-hand dunk because I didn't have a low rim, a rim that lowered at the time. But when I was learning to windmill, I did this, and it was really, really effective. So I started on an 8 foot. To be honest, my windmill was dreadful. It was so, like, my arm movement was so slow. I didn't understand how to hold the ball. Oh, it was rubbish. But I couldn't even make them on like 8 foot. But eventually I started making them on 8 foot. Then I got better and better, progressed 8.5 feet, 9 feet, 9.5 feet. Then you go, wow, I'm starting to get really good at this. And then eventually you try on 10 foot and you get it. And it's a big moment, isn't it? So that is essentially how you do it. And bearing in mind, I did this all in a year. I went from like not that athletic, like 21-inch vert, something like that, to literally windmilling. So, and I think a huge cause of this was my max approach jumping, along with other things, but that was generally the staple of my program. And if you want similar results, you have to be max approach jumping. it will really benefit you. You've got to watch out for injury as well. Make sure you keep your knees healthy by doing isometrics, and what else? You can do slow squats as well, which are really good. So there you go. Just make sure you max bridge jump often. Lower specificity. If you want to get better at something, you have to do that thing more often. So jump more. Max bridge jump a lot. You will be flying. I can guarantee that if you stay consistent with it, don't get injured, just jump a lot, you will dunk. Unless you're like 4'2", you will dunk if you do that. Okay, there you go.